Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Strell Show. This is episode 3 here. Can't believe we're already at episode 3, and it has been such a pleasure to do these first few episodes, and I'm super excited for another one. We have an announcement to make. We are now on YouTube. That is right. We are now on YouTube. You can find all of your favorite Strell Show episodes on YouTube and Spotify. And if you are watching us on either YouTube or Spotify, you can see a small addition to the background here. We have a new plant. That's right. We have a new plant. We have an Areca palm plant in the background. You'll be able to see a little bit more in the daytime. I got a palm plant because I live on the beach and I thought that would be fitting. And I got it from easyplant.com. They are not a sponsor just yet, but we are working on it. We are in talks with them. And when they are, I will be sure to plug Easy Plant, or should I say plant Easy Plant. Here we go. Got to keep you on your toes to start episode 3 here. All right, let's get started. Episode 3 here is about slowing down. Where are we all going? We are all rushing, and it seems we are running around trying to make everything happen for ourselves. The weight, the pressure. We've got to get everything done yesterday, right? And it makes sense. We have a lot on our plate. We want to do well in school or our career. We want to stay in shape. You want to have good relationships. You want to start a family or keep a well-connected family. You want to raise kids. And I haven't even mentioned having fun yet. We hear sayings like, there isn't enough time in the day. Life goes fast. If you ain't first, you're last. So we speed up. And we don't even realize the effect rushing has on us. It's the constant low tone, fight or flight. When we discover an attitude of less rushing, we can immediately feel the difference when we start to rush. And it's a never-ending loop. Always rushing means we miss things. Always missing things means we have to go back and fix the things that we missed, which then adds more to our plate, which then we don't have enough time in the day for anyways, so we rush. When we finally permit ourselves to slow down, our nervous system takes note. It's a great and effective way to calm ourselves down by just moving slowly and taking our time. We make the sign to our body that it's a safe place to relax. So a reminder here is that fight or flight is needed when there is a car coming at us, or if there happened to be a tiger in the room. We would want to move quickly in those situations and to get out of the way and to get out of harm's way. But those aren't happening all day, right? So the need to move quickly all the time is quite useless. Thus, when we slow down, we send signs to every cell in our body that it's okay to move into the rest and digest mode. And aren't we just better people when we aren't in a rush? We are even more attracted to people who move slowly. It's a sign of confidence. The boss who walks in in a smooth, slow moving tone and walks in, hey, how's everybody doing? Hope everything's well. It's a better environment to give a presentation to. You're more relaxed. Versus a boss who walks in and is, I only have 5 minutes, go. It's tense already. And now how are you expected to perform? We're better when we're moving slowly, or you're meeting somebody out for dinner. They come rushing in. Again, it's a little bit more of a tense environment. And I'll give you even one more. How about the person you're pulling into the parking lot and no one knows how this person got a driver's license? They're pulling back and forth and back and forth. And you're like, let's go, man. Right? But when we aren't in a rush, we give that person the time that they need to get out of the parking spot. And it's a better exchange. They finally get out. You give them a wave. Hey, how you doing? Have a great day. And then you pull in. Now, I'm not suggesting that we shouldn't be mindful of other people's time and just take our time for the sake of it. I'm just suggesting that we are better people when we aren't in a rush. And it creates a more relaxed environment. And I believe that one of the core reasons that we overindulge is because we finally give ourselves the time to be in a place that isn't going anywhere, right? So when we're then finally not in a rush, we can finally give ourselves a chance to relax. So however we overindulge, whether it's in food, drink, our phones, or whatever it is that you like to do, we then feel the need to cram in quote unquote relax time, which feeds into the overindulging sector. Versus when we move slowly throughout our day, there's a funny thing that happens, and that even after a long full day, when you aren't frantically running around, we feel both energized and fulfilled with all that we have accomplished. That's a major difference. All right. So moving forward, why are we rushing all the time? And we rush because we want to get everything we want. Life is short, so we rush to squeeze it all in. And in theory, it doesn't sound that bad. We want more things in a finite time, so we move quicker. On the surface, this isn't necessarily wrong. We believe that if we slow down, we would miss out on the things that we want to do. I'm here to present you with a perspective that is actually the opposite. You see, when we are in a hurry, it requires us to always be focused on another thing outside of the present. We only focus on what we are rushing to or away from. So, in a sense, we try to speed up the present. As I mentioned earlier, if there was a car coming at you, pretty good time to speed up the present. Get your ass out of the way. Here's the kicker. We don't turn off this speed and we miss out on more life. We actually get way more life when we take our time. We aren't moving through it so fast that we miss it. And when I say miss it, I mean the lessons, the fun, the awe, the excitement, the reflections, the great work outcomes, the highs and lows, all of it. A couple examples is you're going on vacation and you're going on a car ride and you're in such a rush to get there that you miss the view. You miss the sunset, the mountains, the farmland. You miss the peace, the serenity. Presumably, you're going on vacation to relax, to recharge, and you miss that part. Or you rush through practicing or working on a craft. So you don't actually learn how to get better and where you can improve. The things that we are rushing to get through might be exactly what we need to propel us in the right direction or the outcome that we're looking for. When we rush, we don't have time to pat ourselves on the back. We're not thinking clearly. We can't be supportive to ourselves or learn from our mistakes. We're just moving so fast to get to where we want to go that we do miss that. And time is going fast enough. These are all gems. Why speed up time and miss the gems of our life? There's a nature quote by Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching that says, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Now, this in itself can be an entire episode, but just know that we are a part of nature. Just as a flower doesn't rush to blossom, it isn't necessary to speed everything up. It does take a little faith and some trust, but we are a part of this divine system. So we get that same treatment. And even when we get to where we are rushing to, are we now content? For a little while, we can ride that high. But is it lasting? Or better yet, is it worth the tension we cause ourselves with the lack of trust in divine timing? So it begs the question, where are we going? And so then I started to think about the outcomes of rushing. We were doing it all the time. It must have some return on investment. And of course, I have a couple examples. The first example, I was going to the city for the night and I had to pack an overnight bag, and I was closing up work on a Friday afternoon. So I had to take a shower and I had to get ready. And, anyways, I was rushing to the train because I had to get that train because we had to be at the party at 7:30. I texted my girlfriend on the train, "Hey, I'm on the train. I'll be there at 7:30." And she says, "Oh, we don't have to be there till 9 now." Huh? What? 9? I just I just ran. Come on. I got another example. My brother sent me I was going to see my brother for a football game this past fall. He had sent me the schedule. The game was at 2 o'clock. And so I was rushing to get there, and I got there at about 2:15. Well, it turns out the game didn't start at 2. The game started at 1. So when I got there, it was already halftime, and I had to wait 30 minutes regardless. What's the point? The whole point here is rushing doesn't even pay off a lot of the time. We think it does, but then it doesn't. In those two scenarios, I was frantically running around because I had to be there at that time. But in both situations, it was it wasn't needed. That tension wasn't needed. And how many times do we rush so much to get somewhere and we get there what, 5 minutes earlier? Was that 5 minutes really make or break on your whole life or career? And yes, of course, after observing, I was able to reconcile and come up with ways that I could have improved, right? I could have confirmed the time that I was going to be at the party. I could have confirmed the time of the football game. But of course, hindsight is always 2020. What we need to learn is how to fall into a slowed mentality without all the facts. Now, I understand that practically, when you have kids and those kids have schedules and you have a very demanding job and you want to have fun and you have things to do, you will find yourself automatically moving quickly because this is something that we might have done most of our lives. So I want to leave us here with some making change insights. And how do we get out of rushing all the time? I think it first starts with organization. If we're more organized, we're not going to have to spend time just moving quickly just to figure out which direction to go in. Next, our habits. If you're like most, rushing to get to work in the morning is always a fun exercise. But if we allotted ourselves enough time in the morning, we wouldn't have to rush to get there. So that would require us to wake up earlier. Well, if we wake up earlier, we have to get into the habit of going to bed earlier. Or we have to be in the habit of putting out our clothes before we go to the gym or meal prepping food, whatever it is, these habits that can assist us in being ready for the things that we want to accomplish that will make our life a lot more accessible to slow down. And also, don't be afraid to reconcile what could have gone differently. You know, when you go back and look back on previous experiences that you found yourself rushing in, what could you have done differently, either in organization or your habits, that could have allowed yourself to say, "Oh, I don't have to move so quickly. I don't have to stress so much to get there because I'm already set up." The next part I believe is very important, and I believe it's being clear in what we want. All right? So, for me, I prioritize, being relaxed and my peace. I'm prioritizing that over being at a party for an extra hour. So, because of that, I know I'm not going to rush to get to that party because I don't want to cause myself the tension for an extra hour. Or you really want to get good at an instrument or your craft or your work, know that that is what you want. You want to get good at that thing. So, knowing that, going slower rather than faster is actually going to help you truly learn how to get better at that thing. And for this point, I'd like to quote the F1 movie from this past summer with Brad Pitt. And there's a line in there that says, "Slow is smooth and smooth is fast." By slowing down, we permit ourselves to adapt to the life we want. And then we get better at that thing so that smooth then becomes faster. And lastly, knowing that if we do miss the thing that we were rushing for, we were supposed to miss it. It's just one of those things that we missed it. Let's not harp on it. That's it. Move forward on to the next thing. So I'd like to leave everyone with a little bit of a challenge to say, try for one day Make the purpose of your day to not rush. The sole purpose of your day is not to do anything else except slow down and don't rush anywhere. Don't rush to get into the shower. Don't rush to get up and get food. Don't rush home from work. Don't rush your mom off the phone. We are rushing through things that we take for granted. So don't rush anywhere. Don't move quickly for anything. Just make the notion that day, make the assertion that you aren't rushing, and your body and every cell in your body learns the new pattern. And by all means, your body is the best adapter on earth. As Alan Watts once said, life is like a dance. The point is not to finish, nor is a song. The best songs aren't the fastest ones. So enjoy that ride, move through it, listen to the song, dance with the music. And that's all I have for you today, folks. Thank you very much for listening, and I will talk to you next time.